Okay, so this is gonna be an interesting style video. This is only just how it's gonna be until I get actual tarot deck, because I do plan to go into tarot for reading for storms as they come in, and as you know, Agatha decided to not wait for that. So yeah, I had to download an app to use temporarily until I get a deck around the 21st, 22nd of June. Maybe even later, considering shipping delays. But considering Mercury's will be out of retrograde by then, that shouldn't be an issue. Well, as more an issue than it already is. So, yeah, this would be reading for Agatha. A disclaimer: until I get good at this, do take it with a grain of salt. This just to come off with that. So just asking deck what would be in store with Tropical Storm, soon to be Hurricane Agatha. Just gonna draw, like, see where this goes. Just gonna. Okay, so the sun inverted, unrealistic expectations, lack of success. Well, that's as it's pessimism, unhappiness. Yeah, that saying came out of nowhere, so I'm gonna feel rushed. Lack of success. So looks like there's not much. Might need some clarification cards for that. Overstating your abilities or misrepresenting your achievements. So unrealistic expectations. So this is, I'd be saying, like it's forecast to go up to Cat 2, but it may not achieve that. It may not get that high. High up there. This would be King of Cups. Keeping stiff upper lip. This will be a learning experience. Emotionally balanced. Okay, win. It's way past that time frame, so. Like I said, this is my first time doing this, so yeah. But it's sharing experience. This storm will be experienced by many. That's a given. Especially once it makes landfall. That's 6 of something. I have stars at 6. I'm not. Oh, 6 of Pentacles. Okay. Title's on top. Okay. Yeah, debt. So, yeah, debt. Making a loan as a means of gaining control over someone. Well, this would put more debt in with Mexico, with damages. Yeah. Those that are a bit more experienced in this, they might be able to decipher this a little bit better. Stuck in the past. Unrealistic, so people might people are already comparing this to, well, when it's forecasted to, people are already comparing this to the Amanda Cristobal duo, where Amanda made landfall on the Pacific side, went into the Atlantic side, it became Cristobal. This is forecasted to do basically the same, going into Mexico as Agatha, and then coming out into the Gulf and reforming into Alex. So, yeah. So that's what people are already comparing it to a system that's in the past. And maybe naive of people to do so. Seven Swords, dishonesty, presumption, sneakiness. This could lead to looting with the damage. Well, after the storm, it could lead to looting. So those of you in Mexico, be on your guard for that. Dishonesty, that's also be like, don't trust. Yeah, just don't, like, go with your gut, basically. With this storm. Oh, okay. That doesn't mean actual death. It can mean actual death. But it could also mean change. There'd be destruction with the storm. And it'll dissipate eventually. Also means change. So this could be picking up the changeover from Agatha to Alex. And or something in the path, or it will change in the path that no one's going to see coming. That would explain the dishonesty part too. Ace of Swords. And after this, probably be one more card, and that's all. Seeking clarity, emphasizing the facts, objectivity, intellect, choice. So you're gonna have to make choices with the evacuations, where to go, new ideas afterwards, because with rebuilding, you get to put in a few new ideas. And then judgment, rebirth, outcome, invitation, renewal, resurrection. So rebuilding after the storm, rebuilding after Agatha, wake-up call, with circumstances, with the storm, I suppose climate change as a whole too. So yeah, this is the first time doing this sort of reading. This is not probably my best work. Again, the first work is never the best work, unless you got that beginner's luck in play. But yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of deviation in the forecast that no one's gonna see coming. That's basically what I'm getting out of this. Is gonna be something that force a choice on that. They will raise questions, expose certain aspects, probably expose maybe local corruption in the impacted areas. And yeah, expose, awaken folks, awaken people, remind them that hurricane season is upon us. And yeah, and awakening it for what's to come. Let's go 10 cards actually, just to round out even number. Actually, let's have a feeling to do that. Recovery from financial loss, so with 5 of Pentacles. Spiritual poverty, confusion. So people will be disoriented as a result of the storm. But recovery after the storm. A little bit anarchy, maybe. I don't think the anarchy would apply to this with the storm. But probably heat in the moment. It's going to be every man for himself in the air for those who didn't evacuate. might abandon their faith for a bit, but some might abandon their faith as a result. And then Fool. Freedom, faith, inexperience. This storm was kind of spontaneous, but yeah, and having okay. The fact it had this and followed by the spiritual poverty, and then faith right after. That's a bit interesting. It's like polar opposites, because spiritual poverty comes off as not having faith, and again, that's also inverted, so that's where the negativity could come in. So I'm still learning the definitions here, so adopting, yeah, and back to pretty impoverished area. So yeah, I suppose that's, yeah, this storm, well, looks like it'll have a speedy recovery in the area. But yeah, though might not necessarily be spiritual poverty, but full-blown poverty in the wake of the storm, because this area may have speedy recovery with the storm, but this area usually, a big storm hits, they're down for a couple years. Like, I'm sure there's people in Honduras that's still recovering from Mitch. There's people in New Orleans still recovering from Katrina. Haiti, even though it had the 7.2 last year, this part's still recovering from the 2010 quake, 2011 quake that hit there. But yeah, that's basically that there. So it's going to take a bit, but there will be recovery because, well, tourism will fuel that. So, yeah. With that does seem to be it for right now. Stay safe. See you in the next video. Bye.